Hello everyone, welcome back to Javascript Bootcamp from Intern Call. I hope you're all doing very well. Until now we have completed the conditional statements and looping statements and we'll be starting with module 4 now. I hope you are very clear with all the concepts until here. What are different types of conditional statements, looping statements like if else, and looping statements like for loop, while loop, etc. Now we'll be starting with one of the most important concept here. A few things can get complicated for you in JavaScript. For beginners, it can be a bit confusing and hard, but stay focused with this session. We'll understand what are these functions, when to use which kind of functions, because usually in any programming languages there are two types of functions. The function which returns the value is the function which prints the value. But in JavaScript, the functions can be assigned to variables. Those variables can be called. There are anonymous functions, there are arrow functions, there are callback functions, and many more. So I want you all to stay focused with this session because it is very important for you to understand these fundamental concepts. I hope it is clear. Let's jump onto the slide. Yes, today in this session, module 4, we are trying to start and complete module 4 in this session. Hopefully we'll complete this in an hour. In 1 hour, let's complete these functions. Let's not take much time to discuss all of these things because I'll explain you with a simple example, but I want your focus, I want your attention. Without your focus and attention, it will be hard for you to understand because functions is a bit complicated process for beginners, I can say. So in this module 4, we are going to understand what different types of functions, how a function can be declared, what are different types of functions, arrow functions, anonymous functions, callback functions, etc. What is function scope, that block of code, what is that, what is closure, and all we'll discuss in this session. I hope it is clear. Let's jump onto the slides quickly. Yes, functions in JavaScript, a block of code that performs a specific task, can be invoked whenever needed. JavaScript functions are defined with the function keyword. You can use a function declaration or a function expression. For defining function as well, there are two key factors. You can use declaration, directly declare the function, or you can assign it in the form of an expression. Do not worry, we'll discuss this. The syntax of creating a function is as follows. Function declaration, JavaScript. Function name, parameter. What is these parameters? Let's discuss. See, I'll just write down the syntax as of now. I hope you are able to see my screen, right? Yeah, great. See, function, as we have discussed, the function declaration we'll discuss first. Function declaration. To declare a function, we can use function keyword, we have told, right? To declare a function, we can use function keyword. Yeah, I got the black pen now. Let's write it quickly. See, function. This is the keyword. Keyword, nothing but reserved word. We have told there are some reserved words in all programming languages which cannot be used as variables, right? The same way, function is the keyword. After this, there is a function name which is user defined. You can tell add, or you can give your own name. It is user defined. Okay. After this, curly brace, normal parenthesis open, parenthesis close. This is non-parameterized function. Here you write block of code. Whatever you want to do, you'll write in this. Okay. As simple as that. I hope it is clear. This is the syntax of defining a function usually. Tell me, what is the syntax of defining a function in Python? In Python, what we do, we'll write def. The way we write def here, it is similar to this function. Okay. Def. After this, what we'll do, we write any function name and then give values and this dots, and here the block of code is written. This is the syntax of Python. This is the syntax of JavaScript. This is the syntax of Python. Okay. As simple as that. Both are one and the same. Both are similar. Here we'll use def. Here we'll use function. I hope function declaration is clear. How to declare a function using function keyword. Now coming to parameters, you have to pass some values, right? You have to pass some values so that an operation can be performed. For example, let's write a function for adding two numbers. I'll take a equal to 10, b equal to 5. Every time, without writing a plus b, a plus b, a plus b, what you can do, you can just write down a function called add. You can just write down a function called add and call the function a comma b. Automatically these values will go into a comma b. So it becomes a of 10 comma 5. Sorry, I mean add of 10 comma 5. It will become add of 10 comma 5. but this add must be written somewhere, right? The logic of that addition must be written somewhere. Function lets you create user defined reusable code, nothing but we'll understand this as well. First of all, just focus on declaration. We'll write function, we'll write the function name as add or addition, whatever you want, addition let's say, and then we are passing two parameters. What are those parameters? This a and b. We are passing a comma b, and then block of code. What you want to do here? You want to add two numbers, right? One more important thing, to print something you can directly write console.log, but if you want to print outside, then you have to write return. Return is nothing but a function returns something. This function is returning a plus b value. Clear? This is very fundamental concept. To understand this function keyword is declaration. I'm revising everything again. This function keyword is declaration. These are the parameters which are passed. Parameters nothing but values which are given to the function. Now to call this function, if you write add, it won't work. If you write add, it won't work because add is different and addition is different. So you have to call like this: addition of a comma b. As simple as that. This is known as function call. You are calling the function to execute the code. You are calling the function to execute the code, so it is called as function call. This is called as return statement. Please take a screenshot of it, or else make the notes. Very important. Forget about anonymous functions, forget about callback functions, or any type of non-parameterized functions. This one is very important among all. If you just understand this, you can reuse this again and again. It doesn't matter if you use anonymous functions or arrow functions or anything. I would suggest you, if you are a beginner, go with this. It is as simple as that. It is only function declaration, giving the function name. This one is function name. It is user defined. Okay, I hope it is clear. I hope the concept of function declaration is clear. Now we'll understand what functions actually are with the help of examples. Great. Let's jump on to the slides. Yes, everyone, just a minute. Yes, great. So function is a block of code that performs a specific task that is again and again. Okay. Function expression. Until now we have discussed function declaration, but now we'll see function expression. Expressing the function using some variable. JavaScript allows you to store the function inside some variable. That's a key point to note here. JavaScript allows you to store the function inside a variable. If you focus here, there is no function name. There is no function name. It is described only in single line. In only single line, everything is described. Everything is expressed. So it is called as function expression. Two ways of declaring function is using function keyword, that is function declaration. Using function keyword but without any name of the function, it is function expression, where you can store the logic or the entire function in some variable and just call x of a comma b. If you call x of a comma b, even then the function will work. I hope it is clear. Read this down. Read this. The JavaScript function can also be defined using an expression. Okay. A function expression can be stored in a variable. Very important point to note. A function can be stored inside a variable. Okay. Next, constant x. What is this const? Const is nothing but declaring type of variable. Okay, that cannot be changed the value again and again, because we are storing a function. We are using const. Okay, x is variable name. Function is declaration of function. I mean nothing but you are telling the compiler or the interpreter or the system that this is the function. These are parameters. Just like we have done addition, it is returning a into b. Let's write the same code for addition. Okay, this is function declaration, right? Now let's write the same code for function expression. We are writing the code for function expression. Clear? I hope you are able to cope up with this everything. We are writing about function expression now. Yes, everyone, let's discuss about function expression. As we have seen in the previous slide, we have taken some variable called x and we have expressed the function using function keyword. The parameters are a comma b, and then in the same expression, in the same line of code, we are writing return a plus b. As simple as that. What does this do? Before this, let's initialize a equal to 4, b equal to 3. Now if I call console dot log x of a comma b, tell me what will be the output of this. A is 4 and b is 3. So based on this, what happens? See what happens. We have made a function call here. So the access went here searching for x. Okay, x is found. This is a function expression. Okay, how do we know this is a function expression? Because there is a function keyword, but there is no function name. This function name is nothing but the constant, the variable which we have stored as of now. Then in this a comma b, similar values of 4 comma 3 are maintained. 4 and 3. A is 4 and b is 3. Okay, now the block of code comes into picture. Inside block of code we have written return a plus b, so it becomes 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 is nothing but 7. So the entire code here, whichever process is completing, gets the value 7 and console.log 7 is printed. This is how function expression works. This is how the power goes from one point to another point. I hope it is clear. Let's draw a partition and understand difference between function declaration and function expression, how the access is going to that point of time. I'll pause the video, I'll write the entire thing and I'll replay the video again. Okay, just a minute. Yes everyone, I have written this. Please focus on this. You all know these are nothing but initialization, initializing the values or giving the values, as simple as that. And now this is nothing but function call. The fundamental concept of function is to make reusable code. For example, you want to find the product of two numbers n number of times in code without writing a into b, a into b, a into b, a into b 100 times. What you can do, you can just call the functions wherever you want. If you want to call the function at line number 100, just call it line 100. If you want to call the function at line number 1500 in your code, just call product of a comma b. Then automatically whenever you call this function, the access, the power comes to this function, this block of code. This is nothing but function keyword, function declaration keyword. This is nothing but function name, whichever we have given in here, it has to be exactly same. And then these are the parameters. These are the parameters a comma b. Parameters are coming from the initial values which we have initialized. Okay, after this, once the function is called and the access came here and the parameters are come, now the access goes to the block of code. Whatever logic you write in here, the same logic will be implemented. We have written console.log a into b. We are not returning, but we are printing. Focus on this. We are not returning, we are printing. So console.log will directly print the value a into b here. So based on this 4 and 3, it will automatically print here 4 into 3 is 12. Clear? This is nothing but function declaration. Here we have defined non-returning function. You can also return the function. You can return a into b and print here. The same way we are discussing the logic here. This is nothing but now in this we are discussing the logic of return type function. Nothing but the function has to return something. Coming to function expression, same. We are initializing the values. After this, just forget about this for some time. Come here. In a variable, inside a variable, we are calling the function. But this function does not have any name. This function does not have any username. Here you have a username called product. But in this expression nothing but expressing in a single line of code without, we are not giving any value in here. But else what happens is the constant variable which you are storing the value in becomes the function name. As simple as that. I hope it is clear. For beginners or the people who have an idea about this as well, please focus on this. This variable is now the function name because it is storing the function expression. The value access came here. Okay, product has some value. If you write instead of prod, if you write product, then you'll get syntax error. You'll get an error called product variable is not defined because there is no product variable in the code, but there is prod. So the access goes here. Prod is nothing but a function expression which takes two parameters again, a and b, that is 4 and 3, and the access went in here. This return a into b is nothing but return 4 into 3. then it will return value 12. It will return value 12. I'm telling return value 12. I'm not telling print value 12. It will only return. Until and unless you print, you cannot show the value, right? So when you call this here, the entire logic works, and it will be 12 here, which means z value will have 12. Now we have to print the value. We have to show to the users, right? So console.log z. So the output is 12. For getting the output 12 here, this is the difference between function declaration and function expression, and how the condition and the access is going from one place to another place. Do not worry, it's not a complicated process. I have taken in-depth discussion for you to understand this. Now after this, the types of functions, arrow functions and anonymous functions, normal functions, will quickly walk through it. Will not take much time to discuss about this. I hope you have got clear understanding about this function declaration and function expression, right? We have been preparing a notes for you, JavaScript notes. After the completion of this bootcamp, for the people who complete the assignment and get the submission done, and you'll get the certificate. With that certificate, we'll provide you the document. If you provide the same notes now, you'll not make the notes. That's our strategy. So once this bootcamp gets completed, we'll provide you with the PDF with all the types of notes which is required with the help for this bootcamp is present over there. All the concepts. Clear? Let's see the notes once. So in this way you'll get the notes. We have all the modules, we have all the code. Let's discuss about functions in this same PDF. See, different types of functions. Functions are blocks of reusable code that performs a specific task. For example, if we are adding two numbers, without writing add two numbers multiple times, we can make function call, and it will get a reusable type of code. They make the code modular and easy. Without writing hundreds of lines of code again and again and again, what we'll do, we'll divide into different functions, and we can call that function to reuse the code again and again. I hope the concept of functions is clear. There are different types of functions too. Function declaration, using function keyword and giving function name, user defined function name, we have declared a function. Similarly, assigns function expression, assigns a function to a variable, making it an anonymous function. If you want, you can take a screenshot or write down the notes from this. Do not worry, after the course completion, we'll provide you these notes. Until then, if you want to prepare the notes, you have to prepare the notes. Actually, you have to prepare the notes. I suggest you please take a screenshot of it and write down. Let's discuss this function as of now. Function declaration. What happens here is it is creating a greet function with a parameter called name. If you pass the parameter Adnan, or if you pass some Raju, Ramesh, or any other name, then what it will do, console.log, it will print hello and then name. Hello name exclamatory mark. Nothing but hello Adnan exclamatory mark. It will give hello Adnan exclamatory mark. Okay, this is nothing but function declaration. Then what is this function expression? It assigns a function to a variable. Here you are not defining any user defined function name. Instead you are using a variable and making an anonymous function. One point to note here, any function without function name is known as anonymous function. Any function without declaring the function name, user defined function name like add, product, subtract, multiply, or any user defined function name, then automatically it becomes anonymous function. So this is an anonymous function which is getting assigned to the value called greet. The logic is exactly the same. Here you will pass function Adnan, then you will get console.log hello Adnan exclamatory mark. I hope it is clear. Yes everyone, I hope it is clear. Function declaration and function expression is clear. Now let's discuss different types of functions. Different types of functions are normal functions that we have discussed just now, and then arrow functions. If you declare the function using some arrow symbol, it is known as arrow function. Don't worry, we'll discuss this. We'll write down one by one and discuss one by one. Just a minute, I'll open the notepad. Yes everyone, these are different types of functions. Normal functions which we have just declared. Arrow function is similar concept of function expression, but you'll write this arrow mark equal to and greater than to define arrow function. Anonymous function, function without any function name is anonymous function. Callback function uses anonymous functions in case of event handling, event handlers, and async.js. Okay, do not worry, let's get it one by one. Normal functions. What are normal functions? Normal functions are nothing but, just now we have discussed, right? What is a normal function? function add of a comma b return a plus b. This is a normal function. Clear everyone? Done. Then next, arrow functions. For arrow functions, let's jump onto the notes and see. There is a simple example of it. How we are using function expression. How we are using function expression to understand this arrow functions. See this one. Arrow function, a concise way to write functions using arrow syntax. Arrow nothing but in keyboard you have equal to and greater than, right? This arrow function is, you can, see, clear your mind, just understand, you can write function in any way you want. You can write function in any way you want. There is no particular strategy that you have to use this. You have to use this anonymous functions only. You have to use this arrow functions only. No, there is no condition like that. You can declare function in any way you want. We are just discussing different types of function writing. The logic is same. The working is same. The type of writing is different. The syntaxes of writing is different. That's what I want to tell. Okay. Arrow function is a concise way of writing functions using arrows. If you see here, it is similar to function expression. In function expression, we used to write function in here. We used to write function here like this. We used to write function in here and there was no arrow. There was no arrow. This is nothing but function expression. Exact same syntax of function expression. Instead of function name, instead of this function keyword, we are using arrows. We are using arrows. That is nothing but arrow function. I hope it is clear. Arrow function is nothing but concise way of writing syntax. We are storing in some variable similar to expression without using this function keyword. Instead, we are writing directly the parameters. We are directly writing the parameters and then we are using some arrow. We are using some arrow. If you see the syntax here, you are using some arrow. This arrow is pointing to block of code to execute. It is exactly same as function expression. Then it will print something console.log hello plus name. This hello plus name, you may be wondering, here you get some value, here it is some string. How does this operation perform? Again, remember we have discussed about string concatenation. We have taken example of 1010, that is 10 plus 10. How this formed 1010? It is the same logic. It is called as string concatenation. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. Yes, everyone? Answer. Arrow functions are similar to function expression. Without using function keyword, we are using the syntax of equal to greater than to form an arrow function. What if I want to write add function in the form of arrow? Shall we do this? Shall we write add function using arrow function? Let's erase this first. Let's first of all make it neat and then we'll write down. Okay, just a minute, I'll clear this. I'll pause the video. Yes, everyone, this is the syntax of writing an arrow function to add two numbers. See the logic. This is nothing but a variable. This is a variable function expression, right? Then the parameters which we are passing, a and b. Instead of writing function keyword here, we are using this syntax of equal to greater than, which forms a pointer arrow towards this block of code to execute. This block of code has written a plus b, exactly the same. Both of them work same. Both of them work same. Both of the output is same. But the type of writing, the syntax of writing is different. So this is called as different types of functions. I hope normal functions and arrow functions are clear. Now let's discuss about anonymous functions. Anonymous functions is exactly function expression, nothing special. Let's discuss our anonymous functions. Let's get back to the notes. Yes, everyone, I hope you are able to see the screen. Yes. So we'll discuss about anonymous and callback together. We'll discuss about anonymous and callback function together. Clear? First of all, understand about anonymous functions. Anonymous functions are nothing but a function without a name. There is no name, there is no variable storing. There is no function expression variable storing. Instead, we have just written the function keyword and then parenthesis open close. This is nothing but anonymous function. You are not giving any function name. So it is anonymous function. Anonymous in simple English term is nothing but the person who is unknown, who does not have any identity. In the same way, if the function does not has its own identity, that is no username, that is there is no user defined, function name, then it is known as anonymous function. So what is this anonymous function doing? It is writing some content saying delay message, or instead of delay message you can just write hello. You can just write hello. So this becomes an anonymous function. This part of code, only this part of code will become anonymous function. Function open close console.log hello. Okay. First of all, let's write this down in the notepad first, and then we'll discuss about callback function. Callback function is the continuation process of this. Understand clearly? I'm simplifying things for you. I'm combining both to make you understand simply. Anonymous functions are nothing but functions without any name. See, if you focus here, we are not storing this value in any variable like this in arrow functions or function expression. Also, we are not defining any user defined name for this function. Instead, we are just using this keyword and passing the values and the block of code. There is no identity. There is no identity for this function. There is no calling way for this function. So it is known as anonymous functions. These anonymous functions, the functions which does not have any name, are used inside event handlers, are used inside event handling cases, event handlers, or you can say async.js in asynchronous JavaScript, the module 7 or 8, the intermediate concept of JavaScript which we have discussed, right? In that async.js, if you write the function inside set timeout or set interval, etc., there you will write some function and then the delay, how much amount of delay you want to give, that you will write. So this function is nothing but anonymous function. You have to write anonymous function there. Let's take the example. Let's see the notes. You'll understand it clearly. Anonymous function, a function without a name is anonymous function. It is often used as callback function. See, this is nothing but set timeout, async.js. If you see the syllabus, async.js, the first concept was set timeout. Set timeout nothing but a function will be executed after certain time, that is delay. This is the delay. Okay. What should happen after 1000 nothing but 1000 milliseconds. It is 1000 milliseconds. After 1000 milliseconds, something has to happen. What has to happen? This function execution has to happen. It prints hello for after every 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. It prints hello. It is nothing but asynchronously doing something. We'll discuss this in module 7. Do not worry. As of now, just focus. An anonymous function written inside async JavaScript code is known as anonymous function. A function without any name written inside async JavaScript, asynchronous JavaScript method or syntax is known as anonymous function. I hope it is clear. I hope you are clear with normal declaration of function. I hope you are clear with arrow function. I hope you are clear with anonymous function, and these anonymous functions are used in callback functions. I want to tell it again. All of these work similarly. Working is same, but these are only different ways of writing, different ways or methods of writing. That's what I want to tell, as simple as that. Also, one of the important thing in JavaScript, I'll give you one to do task. I'll write the code and ask you if that works or not. Okay, let me write the code. 1 minute. Yes, everyone, answer me something. This is the code of Python functions, right? I hope most of you have the knowledge of Python, or if not, I'll tell you the same thing. We have defined a function called add. And we are printing a plus b, as simple as that. If you pass the values 3, 4, then a is 3, b is 4. So 3 plus 4 will be 3 plus 4 will be 7. So it will give output 7. No problem, because we are calling the function after declaration, after exact code we are calling the function, so it works fine. But what if I call the function? What if I call the function before declaring? The function is declared here, but you have called the function here. Will this code work? No, it gives an error because function is not defined. It will give the error that function name add is not defined. But in JavaScript, focus everyone, but in JavaScript, same exact code. Function is nothing but function keyword, similar to def in Python. Add is user defined function name, a comma b are the values. Console.log a plus b. So what happens when you call the function here? The values 3, 4 are passed. 3 plus 4 will give 7, and the output is 7. Well and good, fine. But in JavaScript, if you call the function before writing function name or the function block, even then the code will get executed. Even then this value will get 3, 4, and 3 plus 4, the value is 7. Even before the function definition you are calling before defining or before declaring. Even in those cases in JavaScript the code will run. This concept is called as hoisting. I cannot take much time on discussion of this. I suggest you to learn about this online about hoisting. Spelling is Hoisting. Hoisting is different and hosting is different. Do not get confused, everyone. Hosting is nothing but hosting your server online, hosting your domain name online, hosting your website online. It is different. Do not. I'm not discussing about hosting. I'm discussing about hoisting. I suggest you, if you want to learn JavaScript in depth, please learn about hoisting. If I go into discussion of hoisting as of now, for the beginners it will be very confusing, so I'll skip this part. Focus on this hoisting. If you want to learn more, you can definitely look on Geeks for Geeks, or you can learn on W3 schools as well in JavaScript domain. Okay, I hope what all we have discussed until now. Let's write down the overview. Just a minute. Yes, everyone, these are the different things we have discussed in functions as of now. Function declaration, function expression, storing in the variable, and directly defining the function using function name. This is declaration, this is expression. We have discussed this. Also, we have discussed normal function type and also arrow functions using this arrow symbol without using the function name. Anonymous function, which does not have any function name. Instead, we'll just use the function keyword and then pass the values. And callback functions uses anonymous functions. We have discussed about this with the help of example individually. I hope you have clear understanding of this. I hope you have understood this concept. Now let's jump on to the next one. Let's walk you through the slides quickly. What all we have discussed, we'll just walk you through the slides quickly. Just a minute. If you want, just pause the video and take a screenshot. We cannot take much time on this. Functions in JavaScript. Function JavaScript nothing but to make code reusable in different modules. This is the syntax of declaring a function. Function expression in the form of expression using, you can store the value in the some variable and then you can call that value to print or to operate on this. Clear? Function constructor, similar to Java. We have not discussed this, but it is not that important. It makes things complicated. That's why we have not discussed this. It is the backend working of the function. For example, in Java, it is totally oops concept. In the same way in JavaScript as well, you can declare the function using the new keyword. The new keyword allocates new memory and it is nothing but function constructor. I'll not get into complicated stuff. We do not use this. That's why I have not discussed this one. Clear? Function hoisting. We have discussed this because this one was important. We have taken the example of Python as well as just now, right? We are calling the function before declaring. Even then the function will work. It is called as function hoisting. If you want to learn about hoisting, hoisting is JavaScript default behavior of moving declaration on top. Whatever variables, whatever functions, whatever classes you declare, automatically it will go on top. And then first that will get executed so that all the variables which are defined are on top. Wherever you want to use these variables, you can use in your function. That's nothing but hoisting. You can learn more about this. Will not get into depth of this discussion. Functions defined using an expression are not hoisted. Also, one of the key points to notice, functions are defined using an expression are not hoisted. If you use function expression that are not hoisted, it means that function does not go on top and that line of code will not execute it first. It will be declared as normal one line of code expression. Hoisting applies to variable declaration and to function declaration. To function declaration and to variable declaration it applies, but for expression function it does not apply. Focus on this, okay? Because of this, JavaScript can be called before they are declared. Because in this, functions in JavaScript can be called before declaring. That's what we have understood in the notepad previously. Self-invoking functions. If you nothing but it is similar to anonymous functions. Anonymous self-invoking functions. Learn about this. Function expression can be made self-invoking. A self-invoking expression is invoked automatically without being called. Function expression will execute automatically if the expression is followed by parenthesis. If the expression is followed by parenthesis, you cannot self-invoke a function declaration. The function above is actually an anonymous function because it does not have any function name. So it is anonymous function. It invokes automatically because you are calling the function here. So it invokes automatically. It is nothing but self-invoking, anonymous self-invoking invoking function. Let's walk you quickly. Functions can be used as values. Similar to the concept of this, which one? First of all, it is array declaration. We have declared the array, and then the same function can be stored in variable. The same function can be stored in variable. If you write 4 comma 3 here, 4 3, 4 into 3 is 12. So this 12 value comes here. So x equal to 12 will be formed. I hope it is clear. Just because we have taken the example in notepad, I know it is very easy for you to understand now. If not, you can definitely contact to us. We'll explain and we'll discuss about this again. Arrow functions. We have discussed this arrow functions again. Will not take much time. This is normal form of writing functions using function expression or function declaration. But arrow function allows you to write the function without using the function keyword and using the arrow instead. You can also omit those curly braces. You can write the curly braces or omit the curly braces. It is totally up to you. Okay. Learn about arrow functions here. Take a screenshot of it. Will not discuss much about this. Arrow functions do not have their own this and that. Do not worry about this. This is nothing but this will discuss in oops concept. We'll discuss the oops, then we'll discuss this. Okay, they are not well suited for defining object methods. Do not worry about this object classes. This when we get into oops concept, we'll discuss about this in detail. Arrow functions are not hoisted. We have told that arrow functions are expressions, so they cannot be hoisted. They must be defined before they are used. They must be defined before they are used. You cannot call the function first and then declare because they are not hoisted. Okay. Using const is safer than var because a function expression is always have constant value. You can only omit the return keyword and the curly brackets if the function is in a single statement. Say this previous slide. Just a minute. Here it is an arrow function. Here you do not have any return, you do not have any curly braces. But if you can write that as well. You can write that curly braces and return as well. In this way, you can write the curly braces and return. Both are one and the same. It is just type of writing. It is just type of writing the function. Both acts as one and the same. Clear everyone? So this is all discussion about different types of functions, how to declare a function in the form of declaration and expression, and which to be used in which cases. So now I hope you have clear understanding about module 1, 2, 3, 4, basics of fundamental of let's go back to syllabus. Just a minute. I hope you know about this introduction to programming, module 1, and then module 2, fundamentals of JavaScript, variable declaration, numbers, strings, operators, etc. We have discussed here. Module 3, we have discussed about conditional statements and looping statements yesterday. I hope this is clear as well. And today we have completed the module 4, different types of functions and function declaration, anonymous functions, callback functions, arrow functions, normal functions, etc. And the scope and closure that comes under oops concept. If I tell now, it will be confusing. Let's start module 5 now. Let's start module 5. We'll discuss some basic and tomorrow we'll get into depth of discussion. I'll just now touch up the things in module 5 as we have time left with this session. Yes everyone, today as we have still 20 to 30 minutes left, let's do one thing. Let's discuss about arrays and objects, basic concepts. We'll discuss what are arrays and what are objects. Do not worry, I'll not get into depth of discussion. In tomorrow's session, we'll have deep conversation about what is array, different methods, operations on arrays, and what are objects, what are different methods and operations on objects. For now, just focus on what are arrays and operations, common operations. Only 3 or 4 operations we'll discuss. And tomorrow, apart from these 3 or 4, we'll discuss more about different operations on arrays and objects. First of all, coming to the concept of arrays. Yes, coming to the concept of arrays. What are arrays actually? In JavaScript, arrays allows you to have different data types. Having strings, numbers at once is also possible in JavaScript. For now, let's stick on to single data type. See this one, arrays are ordered list that can hold multiple values of different data types. Example, fruits equal to apple, banana, orange. Have you seen that meme? Apple, apple, very, very sweet apple, banana, banana, very sweet banana. So in the same way, this fruit and apple, banana, orange are stored inside fruits. Okay, if you want to access the value of apple, then it will be index position 0. If you want to access the values of banana, it will be index position 1. If you want to access the value of orange, it will be index position 2. Confused? Do not worry. Let's understand with the help of notepad. Let's scroll down. See everyone, until now we were only working with variables. We were only working with Variables can only store one value at a time. Variables can only store, if you write fruits and tell apple, then it will store apple. If you write fruits again and store banana, now the same variable fruits is now updated. It is updated. The old value of apple is gone. The old value of apple is gone. Only fruits has banana now. If you print fruits, what will happen now? If you print fruits, you will get the output as banana, not apple, because the same value is updated again. But you want to store different types of fruits in a single variable. You want to store different types of fruits in single variable. How can you do this? Using the concept of arrays. So understood? Until now we were only using variables. Variables can have single value at a time. Variable can have only single value at a time. If you try to add a new value, the old value will be gone and the new value will take that place. Clear? So if you want to store all the fruits in single variable, then you have to declare an array. Declaring an array. Array nothing but, as we have learned the definition, storing multiple values at once. How to declare a variable? Using it is done using this square brackets. Inside square brackets you can have multiple values. Now you can have apple, you can have banana, you can have melon, you can have anything, you can have any values. Okay, you can have n number of values here. There is no limit on this. Okay, this is the operation of declaring an array. This is the operation of declaring an array. Clear? Where is it? Here, right? So this fruits has now these three values: apple, banana and orange. Okay, clear with what is an array? What is the difference between variable and array? I hope it is clear. Now accessing the values. To access the values, always remember, in any programming language, an array stores the values with the help of index positions. Index positions always start from 0 and then go to 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to n. So in this case we have, let's say, apple, banana, mango, melon, blueberry and kiwi. How many values do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what are the index positions of it? To access any value in array, you have to use index position. Index position nothing but location. It starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a minute, I'll put the camera up. Yeah. And 5. Okay. This fruits is user defined name. You can give any name to this. We have taken fruits as we are storing fruits, right? Now I want to access this value. I want to access this value and print. Then I'll write console dot log fruits of index position 0. What happens is, this is index position written in square bracket. See the syntax? This is array name or variable name, and then this is index position. It is similar in all the programming languages, be it C, Python, Java, JavaScript. The syntax is exactly the same. Why I have been stressing on this point, that if you enroll into this bootcamp, if you listen to all of these sessions daily, and if you make the notes and understand, if you start learning any new programming language, it will be very simple and easy for you, because the concepts are same. Only the few syntaxes are different, but the core concepts are same. Clear? So if I print fruits of 0, it will go to fruits. Okay, fruits 0 is apple, so it will print apple. What if instead of this 0 I write some other value? What if instead of 0, just a minute, I erase this, just a second. Yes, instead of 0, if I write fruits of 4, fruits of 4, fruits of index position 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, blueberry, right? So what will it do? Instead of apple, it will print blueberry. As simple as that. Accessing values with the help of index positions. Index positions, this is the syntax. Variable name, index position. If I make it 5, then it will be kiwi. If I make it 2, it will be mango. In this way, you can access the values in an array. I hope it is clear. Tomorrow we'll use for loop on array and print everything. We'll use for loop on array and print everything. Clear? Accessing of values in arrays is clear, everyone? Great. Now accessing is completed. Adding a new element. If you want to add a new element at the end or anywhere, then it is push. Dot push will add the value grapes in here. It will add the value like this. It will add the value grapes. Okay. There are different things again. There are like the concepts of shift and shift that we'll discuss tomorrow. Do not worry, that we'll discuss tomorrow. Shift and shift, append and all. As of now, just focus. Push will add the value here. Okay. Next, removing nothing but pop nothing but pop, removing. So if we write fruits dot pop, automatically the last element will get popped up. Automatically the last element will get popped up. What if I write let's get back this value. What if I write pop of 0? If I write pop of index position 0, then this index position 0 value will be popped up. And this is the array left. I hope it is clear. Accessing values using index positions, adding elements using push, and popping element using index positions. If you do not mention any index position, again focus everyone, if you do not mention any index position, then by default the last value will get popped up. This is nothing but removing elements. Then how to find the length of array? We have 3 elements here. So we want output 3. How to find the length of elements? It will be fruits dot length. Nothing but function name, I mean array name dot the operation, the length. You want to find length, so dot length is the operation. It will return 3. What if it is, there is different, let me pause the video. I'll add a few values here. Yes, everyone, if you run this fruits dot length now, what will be the output of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the output will be 7. I hope these are different fundamental operations, basic operations on arrays. I hope these are clear. Accessing elements using index position, pushing the element, popping the element from last, and finding the length of array. Tomorrow we'll have deep discussion on this. We'll solve some basic problems. We'll use for loops on this concept and learn as well. I hope operations on arrays and what are arrays is clear for you. Great. Now let's discuss about objects. Yes, everyone, I hope you have got the understanding of this arrays and the concept of operations on arrays, right? Now let's discuss about objects. Objects are collections of key value pairs. Focus on this, key value pairs, where each key is a string and each value can be any type of data. So it cannot, for this example it is string, but instead of the string it can be any type of data type, any type of variable. For key value pairs, what do you mean by key value pairs? Key is nothing but the address, value is nothing but the value for that particular address. Okay, let's take the example. Let this person, a person is an object. Okay, a person is an object. Person is an object name. Object nothing but key value pair. This is key. Name of the person is John. Age of that person is 25. City of the person is New York. So what is the advantage of using this object over array? Array allowed you to store the values only, right? John, 25, New York, in the form of index position 0, 1, 2, 3. But while building applications, you do not know what type of data you have, what type of addresses you have, what type of data you must handle. So in those cases, this object is very important. JSON, have you heard about JSON? JavaScript object notation, to send the data over internet from one website to another website, or to retrieve from database using databases like MongoDB in MERN. In those cases, the data is transferred using JSON, JavaScript object notation, that the data is wrapped in the form of key value pair only. This is very important for you to understand the concept of key value pair. Okay, do not worry. Let's take an example and understand. I'll open Notepad, I'll write some stuff and explain you in detail. Do not worry about this. We'll go slowly. We'll go slowly with objects and operations on objects. Clear? Yes, everyone understand this. We have told that objects is nothing but key value pair. The concept of object is present in all programming languages, but the terminology is different. In Python, it is known as dictionary. In Java and C, it is known as an hash map. In JavaScript, it is known as object. So coming to key value pair, let's take an example of your class. For example, you are from any degree or your class. There is a data of students, all the students. These are roll numbers. These are roll numbers and these are name of the student. While taking the attendance, your teacher will call roll number 1 and then mark present, roll number 2 and then mark present, roll number 3 and then mark present. So in those cases, this roll number is nothing but key. This key is unique, right? This key is unique. So the teacher will call, the lecturer will call the key, and automatically the value that is mapped with the key is your name. Roll number 1 is Adnan. Adnan is present. So tick. Roll number 2 is Ali. Ali is present. Then tick. Roll number 3 is something bro. Bro is present. So tick. So based on that key, some value is mapped. Based on that key, some value is mapped. Based on the keys, that value is mapped. So this is nothing but combination of key and value pair. So this key value pair forms objects. Let's take the example of which we have taken in the notes. I'll write that down and explain you how to perform different operations on it. Okay, just a minute, give me a minute. Yes everyone, this is the syntax of declaring any object. Okay, first of all, user defined object name. Here we are giving person, curly braces open, curly braces close. For array it was square brackets, right? Similarly for objects it is curly braces open, curly braces close, and there will be list of key value pairs. Now understand this example. We have created an object called person. In that person, we are taking name, age, and city. Let's tell the name of the person is Adnan and the age is 21. The city is Hyderabad. My home is not in Hyderabad. Do not worry. You should have comma here. Okay. So I am not. I don't want to give my location. So okay, my home is not Hyderabad. It's just dummy location. Do not worry about this. So name is Adnan, age is 21, city is Hyderabad. For suppose this is one. Okay. So if you see the syntax, person is the object name, curly braces open, curly braces close. Inside these, name, age, city are keys. After these keys, we'll write colon, 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 and we'll write values. For name, Adnan. For age, 21. For city, Hyderabad. And you have to write commas. You have to write commas. Okay. I hope it is clear. Declaration of objects is clear. Now let's perform some operation on arrays, like accessing the value. One is accessing the values. The second one is updating the values. Next one is deleting the values. And one more operation will perform. Okay, I'll write down the syntax and explain you one by one. Yes everyone, I hope you are able to see the screen. We have named this object operations. First of all, I'll show you here, and if possible, if the time permits, we'll write down the same in notepad. But I'll explain it in simple examples. Okay, we have declared a person, name John, age 25, city New York. We have written in double quotation, nothing but it represents string. 25 nothing but number. Okay, forget about this. Accessing properties. Accessing properties nothing but retrieving the values. I want to retrieve the value name from person. How can I do this? Person dot name, as simple as that. If you write person dot name, it will be John. If I change it to Adnan, then automatically the value will be, output will be Adnan. Correct? If I make person dot age, if I write person dot age, then what will be the output? The value will be 25. So how does this work? First of all, this person is a dictionary or object. So in this object, it will go, the access has gone there. Then it will search for age. This dot represents searching age. Okay, is age present in here? Yes, age is present. So print that value. Console is print that value. So the output is 25. As simple as that. To update the value. Now from 25, I want to make it to 26. Modifying the properties. In the same way, we have searched the value, right? After searching the value person.age, when we got access here, we are updating it. From 25, make it to 26. What if I make it to 30? If I make it to 30, then automatically this age will get the value 30. This is called as modifying property or updating the property, adding. There are 3 fields as of now, but I want to add a new field called gender. I want to add the gender of Adnan is to be male. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll go to person and then dot gender equal to male. It will create a new property like this. We will create a new property like this. What is this? Gender colon male. Then it will create a new property in this way. I hope it is clear. Adding, now deleting. I don't want city. I don't want city. City should be removed. So we'll just write delete person dot city. Then automatically this person dot city is removed. I hope the concepts are clear. Accessing values, do not worry, we'll have a deep discussion on this tomorrow. Why is this alignment getting changed? Okay. So these are objects and arrays. Operations on objects and operations on arrays are clear. How to declare array and object are clear. Do not worry, we'll brush up things again tomorrow and we'll discuss different methods on arrays, different types of methods. We'll also use for loop and iterate over our array and perform some operations. Clear? But I suggest you work on yourself, work on your programming skills by practicing more and more. It is not possible to cover everything up in these sessions. So these are key takeaways. Ordered list that can hold multiple values of different data types is nothing but arrays. Common operations we have discussed are accessing using index positions, adding at last using push, removing using pop, and length using dot length. Similarly, objects. Objects are collection of key value pairs where keys are strings and values in our example and data type. Key value pair. Having a key value pair and accessing those values with the help of key is nothing but objects. Okay, operations are accessing, modifying, adding and deleting. These are the operations which we have just discussed. I hope module 4, the concept of functions, different types of functions, expressions and declarations is clear. Also, we have started module 5 and we have understood what are arrays, how to declare an array, what are objects, how to declare an object, what are the normal frequently used operations performed on arrays and objects we have discussed. Tomorrow we'll discuss more operations and we'll get in depth discussion about methods, and after this we'll start with OOPS concept. That's it for today. I hope I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Until then, keep learning, keep hustling. Have a nice day, everyone. Stay focused. Have a nice day. Have a sound sleep. Bye.